Hey Joe fans, I'm JoeFan82 here with another action figure review. Today I'm looking at the new Michaelangelo figure from the Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles line from Playmates. This guy is based on Mikey appearing in the new animated series from Nickelodeon, and I think they did a great job of replicating that 2D visual into a 3D action figure form. So far out of all the turtles, this one looks most like the classic Mikey that we all know. And I'll go ahead and do a comparison at the top here in the beginning and show you the new Mikey and the Mikey from the previous series. And you can see pretty much very similar design. The sculpt is different, but you know, he's got all those main points, the mask over the eyes, orange at the knee pads and elbow pads. The green is just a different color. So yeah, very similar to the traditional Mikey we all know and love. Looking at the design of the new figure, his color scheme is much brighter overall like the other turtles, and you can see he's got some splashes of color there on his front. That's because this Mikey is an artist. He likes to do graffiti. He does graffiti on his shell and at the lair, and yeah, just very similar to what we've seen from before. He's got orange on his knee pads and over his feet. His knee pads even have some extra flair on them. So he's got this web gear that wraps all the way around. This looks like a communicator and a little place for his weapon to go. And his shell is gray, not brown. Very simple sculpt. See, the belt goes all the way around. And overall, this guy, like the other turtles in the line, has a much sleeker, simpler sculpt, closer to the new animated series. One of the things that I really like about this new line is the increased articulation for the figures. Let's go ahead and look at that now. His head is actually not much more movement than before, but it is on a ball joint. It does do a slight up and down, and it's pretty tight to go left and right. So one of the more tighter figures, if you look at my other reviews, such as Leo and Raph, their heads have a much greater range of motion than Mikey here for some reason. And his shoulders can do a full 360, and they go up about so far. It's got a 90-degree bend at the elbow and a wrist joint. No articulation here in the midsection. Coming down, his thighs come apart, his legs come apart about that far, and he can go straight ahead, and a 90-degree bend at the elbow, single joints at the knees, but he's got ankle joints and a pivot in the ankle. So you can get some really nice poses out of these guys with this increased articulation, which we haven't really seen from a retail release for Ninja Turtles before. Let's take a look at his accessories. First of all, he comes with this really cool skateboard like Leonardo, and this is in a bright orange. It's got a very simple sculpt on the top symbol, and rolls very well. And if you put Mikey on there, it's got, skateboard has a foot peg, Mikey has a hole on his foot. Put him in there, he's ready to go. He comes with two throwing stars that he holds very well. These aren't going to fall out. The turtles have new weapons in this new animated series, and Mikey has what are called Kusari Fundo, and they're not nunchucks, but they are similar. These are in a translucent orange plastic. It's a very nice sculpt, nice detail on it, and he holds them pretty well. He comes with two more, which are smaller. One of them has a boxing glove on the end, very reminiscent of the Silver Age Green Arrow's boxing glove arrows. And the other one has a ball which has sort of a It's either a blade on it or it's that mystical energy that the turtles are now using that's radiating out from the ball. And these weapons are infused with this new energy that the turtles are using, and so they're quite powerful. In the first episode, these weapons sort of come to life and are dragging Mikey all over the place, and I think eventually he kind of learns to control them somewhat. So I mentioned earlier how Mikey is an artist in this series. He's got a little graffiti on himself, and in the series he puts it on his shell, and so this figure comes with some graffiti art that you can put on Mikey. These are stickers that you can apply, lots of different designs, and I think this is great for kids. It's helping them be creative with their figure. They can put them on anywhere they want. However, practically speaking, I don't think these will last very long. They're a little big, and his shell has some sculpting on here, which will make it a little difficult for these stickers to stay on very long. This reminds me of the tattoos from the samurai figure from the vintage line, and you would put them on him and they would eventually kind of just fall off. So in one sense this is great, but practically speaking, not so much. And here we have the back of the packaging, which has a little bio from Mikey. It says, Michaelangelo, the wild card. As the youngest turtle, Mikey has a wild and colorful personality. He is an artist and spends his time tagging the turtle's lair and his shell with graffiti. He's an eternal optimist and an absolute natural at ninjutsu. Species box turtle. Weapons Kusari Fundo. If I forgot to mention, the turtles are all different species in this new animated series. So Mikey is a box turtle. And here on the bottom we have a cross cell for the other figures. And that's a look at Mikey as he appears in the new show. Overall, this figure is one of the best in the new line. He's got some great articulation, nice paint apps. The figure is very reminiscent of the classic Mikey, just with a little bit of added flair. But that's what I think of the figure. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.